player in his base, and he may be overcommitted a little too much, but he's doing what he feels like he needs to.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually tell, kind of, that Pattyflakes is feeling that pressure. And the map control that Xapti has is just incredible. You know, he's keeping his eye on the Zalnaga watchtowers, and his overlords everywhere. Actually, those are Zerglings everywhere.
And his army has actually just jumped right back up. That's the advantage of Zerg. You keep on top of your queens, and you can have an army again in 2 seconds.
Did you guys notice that in Pattyflakes natural, he actually has tons and tons of probes he's not using?
Oh, yeah, just a forgotten rally point that really comes back to bite you later. That's so much lost mining time. Hopefully he's going to notice. We'll just sit here until he does. Oh, this is getting painful. Let's take a look at the income tab. The Zerg player's not too far ahead, but he's just about to saturate his 3rd expansion. So, and he's ahead in the harvester count enough to keep him up there.
Oh, definitely. And especially as Zerg, I mean, you can throw your army again, and then you can just rebuild your army in like 10 seconds. Which is the nice thing about Zerg, which is why I love to play them. Not going to talk about any imbalance issues, though, right now, because that's time for a different story. Or a different time.
Thank you.
I really think Pattyflakes needs to be making more use of his gates, especially if you're going to build so many. He's got plenty of minerals. He should just be throwing down units. You got to make sure you keep up, because if you want to keep up with a Zerg player, you really need to be making constant units.
Exactly.
Looks like Corruptors are out for Xapti. Maybe some Broodlords going to be this game?
We'll see. Let's just take a quick look at his upgrades. A lot of tech actually has not been utilized. He is upgrading, but only with the 1 Evo chamber, so it's going to be slow going. Fortunately for him, the Protoss player is not upgrading at all.
If you look into Pattyflakes' base, you can see a bunch of probes there getting blocked by Changeling. It's actually pretty funny.
He's walled them off.
He just doesn't even notice either, eh? Oh, now he does.
Yeah, 1 zap from a probe would easily end that. Alright, I like this. The Zerg player, he's pushing out. He's going to grab the gold expansion. It's a little bit riskier, but he's got enough map control. He's starting to get his creep going, which I'm glad about because that was really missing before. But yeah, no, it's starting to swing really far into his favor.
I think Xapti's just kind of slowly just get a larger army, better economy, and just win this game solely on that.
See, this is really interesting. He's gotten 2 of the ground carapace. He went for the armor first. That's interesting. Wow. Pattyflakes likes his cannons and his little wall of pylons at his 3rd expansion.
That is a lot of cannons and a lot of pylons.
And a lot of lost probes, unfortunately. Let's look at the harvester count. Yeah, almost a 20 probe deficit down on the Zerg player. But he is starting to produce Colossus, so that's going to make all the difference right now.
These Crackers are just going to wipe the Colossus, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Pattyflakes is definitely in... he's in his defensive right now. He's scared to do stuff right now. He's scared to put the pressure on, and that's exactly what he needs to do. He's just going to, sit in his base here. Xapti's going to expand everywhere, and his economy is just going to be incredible.
Yeah, you can tell a Protoss feels nervous by how many cannons he builds, and that is quite a few cannons at that expo. Let's see, is there any more? Let's see, now Xapti's actually starting to get the double Evo chamber, getting the upgrades. Let's see if we've had anything yet from... Okay, we finally had upgrades started for Patty, but he's way behind.
Yup.
Oh, these
What time are you guys at?
I'm just coming up on 1942.
I'm at like 210.
You guys are a little bit ahead of me.
Don't you love three-way casting?
It is very exciting. Alright, looks like Xapti is taking out the expansion for Patty, so that might seal the deal for him. The income is going to be quite disparate. There's still actually held on to his probes. I'm impressed. He didn't lose that many from losing that expo.
A lot of corruptors on the field. Holy crap.
There's almost 100 food gap between the two armies. This is getting pretty scary for our Protoss hero here.
And there goes Pattyflakes' army.
Hydralisks just melt away stalkers. It's just crazy.
Yeah, thank goodness for those immortals to sort of hold it together. Oh
I
my
think it's because the Hydras have 2-1 upgrade and the Immortals have 0 upgrade.
Yeah, no, that's one thing players tend to forget. It's just the upgrades get really neglected. I'm glad Xapti is really taking those seriously right now. He's basically getting everything. Especially, he's even getting his 3rd carapace upgrade.
He likes his defense, obviously.
Yeah, it's interesting when players get the defense first. I don't actually know why. It seems such a standard thing to do is to get attack first, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. 2 more expos.
It does look like Pattyflakes is starting to move out, just kind of towards the center of the map, attacking the gold.
I think he knows he has to do something, but yeah, things are looking pretty desperate.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's some pretty decent force fields going down there for Pattyflakes.
It's getting surrounded.
Yeah, that's actually amazing. All right, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a GG in a couple seconds here. We got the infestors with their neural parasite too. That army's pretty much gone. Or I should say fungal growth, not neural parasite.
Pattyflakes is only on 1 mining base now, and you know, Xapti's on like soon to be like 4 or 5.
All right, well, he gave it his best shot, and it's only the first in a round of 3 or best of 3, so he's got a chance to come back because I think this is the end of him this game.
I do think that Pattyflakes should have probably used those Colossus more to his advantage earlier, before the Corruptors had a chance to come out.
And even in this like position of money crunch, he's still got a lot of money going on. He should have been using his resources a little more effectively, especially in such dire straits.
I don't know why he's making Immortals against Zerglings, though. That's a little bit of a mistake. But I mean, these speedlots will just destroy Zerglings, but not much he can do now.
Yeah, you gotta admire a player fighting, you know, as long as they can, but this is coming up on the end. Especially once a Zerg gets their macro rolling, when they've got their whole half the base. Yeah, there's the GG. All right. Well, that was, you know, that was a pretty exciting game between these two players, and I guess we'll go on to game 2.